This spicy and flavorful shrimp Creole recipe is filled with zesty peppers and zippy andouille chicken sausage. We love to serve it over rice. It's easy to scale up for a crowd and can be made ahead for ease. You're gonna love this. Hi everybody, welcome back to Two Peas in the Kitchen. Today we are making a recipe that is very special to me. We call it shrimp Creole. We're gonna serve this over rice. This is a recipe that actually was made over and over again when I was a child. My family comes from rural South Carolina, so it's gonna incorporate some Creole inspiration and shrimp, like from the low country where my family is from, and it's delicious. And we're really excited to show it to you. The three reasons we love this recipe are: one, it's made with really simple ingredients that are easy to find. Two, it's very easy to scale this up for a crowd. And the best part of this recipe is the bulk of it can be done in advance. It's great for a dinner party. You just throw in the shrimp at the last minute to let them cook. It's awesome. We know you're gonna love it.
Okay, so first thing, we're gonna saute our veggies. And we have a 5 1/4 quart pot here. You can get away with a little bit smaller too, but this is what we're going to use for this recipe. I have here half a stick of butter. It seems like a 1/4 stick, but it's the fatter stick of butter. So add half a stick of butter and wait until it melts a little bit. And then we're going to go ahead and add, this is 1½ cups of chopped white onion. And we're going to let that saute for about 1.5 minutes before we go on and add the rest of our veggies. Okay, so our butter's melted. I have it about on medium heat. You can turn it maybe a little bit below. So I'm gonna add our 1.5 cups of white onions here. And I'm gonna give them a good little stir. And I'm gonna add just a pinch of salt and a pinch of freshly ground black pepper. You can always add more later, so go easy on the salt and pepper. You can always add it to taste. So I'm going to cook this for about 1 minute or so before I add the rest of the vegetables. Okay, so our onions have been cooking. I'm going to go ahead now and add 2 cups of diced bell peppers. You can use whatever colors bell peppers you like. I know some people don't like green bell peppers, so use whatever your heart desires. 2 cups. And then we also have 1 cup of chopped celery. And I'm gonna give it a good stir, and we're gonna cook this up for a good 6 or 7 minutes until the veggies have softened. Okay, so our veggies are nice and soft now. Now we're going to add, we have 2 cups of a good organic tomato soup. You can use really any tomato soup that you like. And I'm gonna go ahead and turn the heat down shortly here because we wanna simmer it, actually, and I hear it too much. I'm gonna turn it down to low so we have a nice simmer. And then we also have a can, a 14½ ounce can of diced tomatoes with no extra salt added. And that goes. And then the magic ingredient, 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. And I'm gonna scrape that up here. I'm gonna give it a good stir, and we're gonna let it simmer on low for a good 15 minutes. Okay, and once it's simmering, I'm gonna go ahead and add, to taste, we like to use Tabasco sauce, a few shakes. You can always add more later. Give it a good stir, and you'll want to simmer it covered for 15 minutes.
Okay, so our veggies and our tomatoes and our tomato soup have been simmering here for about 15 minutes. It smells amazing. I can really smell that Tabasco. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add, this is 12 ounces of chicken andouille sausage. It's spicy, it's delicious. You can also use real andouille sausage, the pork andouille sausage if you want. This is just a little lighter, it's a little bit less fat, so for today we're gonna use that. And we're gonna go ahead and pour that in, and I'm gonna stir it up, and we're gonna let this simmer for another approximately 10 minutes. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn off the heat, and I'm just gonna let it sit warm on the stove until we're ready to put in our shrimp, about 10 minutes before we're ready to serve it. This is the part where You actually can do up to this point in advance. You could even do up to this point the day before, keep it in the refrigerator, bring it back out before your guests are coming, warm it up, and then throw your shrimp in for the last 10 minutes. It'll keep just fine in the fridge overnight, which makes this really easy if you're having a dinner party. Okay, so we had turned the heat off of this until we were getting ready to eat, and I've just turned the heat back on because we're gonna get ready to eat. It's about 10 minutes until we're ready to serve the dish. So this is still steaming and warm because it's just been sitting here for a few minutes. So we're gonna let this come back to a simmer. And because it's still warm, you can see the steam rising off it. I'm gonna go ahead and add this. This is 1.25 pounds of shrimp. And I've picked a pretty decent size. They're not huge like scampi's, but these are nice fresh caught shrimp. I've deveined them and peeled them obviously. And I'm gonna go ahead and pour that right in. It's gonna cook right in the pot here with everything else. And this, oh my gosh, this smells amazing. And the shrimp will cook very fast, and we're just gonna let it come to a simmer for about 10 minutes, and that'll be it. And actually, once the shrimp turns nice and pink, I'd keep an eye on it because it may take a little bit less than 10 minutes. I'm thinking ours will take 10 minutes because it's not quite to a simmer, but it may take closer to 6 or 7 minutes. Keep an eye on it. Once your shrimp is nice and pink, it's done. Extra tidbit today. We have started baking our rice, and it is so easy, especially when you're serving multiple people or you're having a little party. You can see, I'm gonna give you a little peek here at our nice fluffy rice. We literally just put in, you can do it with lots of different seasonings. We've done a coconut rice when we've made a Thai curry. This one is just 2 cups of rice. It's got a cup of water and about 1.75 cups of chicken broth. You mix that all up in this 8x8 porcelain baking dish here. Cook it at 400 degrees for about 35-40 minutes. Voila. It's amazing every time, and it's a great tip when you're serving rice to a crowd.